And I now yield to the gentlelady from Delaware, Ms. Lisa Blunt, Rochester.
Thank you, Mr. Hoyer. To my good friend and to the leader, thank you for organizing this special order hour, and especially for your steadfast leadership of the Regional Leadership Council. What I love about Steny is that his whole focus was, this is about implementation, but it's also about informing people about all the things that have been done to support the American people. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank Leader Hakeem Jeffries for creating and organizing our group. And I'm honored to represent my colleagues of Region 9, which includes the states of New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, the District of Columbia, and my home state, Delaware. Our region, like the entire Regional Leadership Council, has been focused on the implementation of the historic legislation passed in the 117th Congress and signed into law by President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, when Democrats put people over politics and delivered transformational change. Leaders like Representative Jennifer McCullen in Virginia's 4th Congressional District have delivered results for her constituents, funding to reconnect Richmond's historic Jackson Ward neighborhood that was split in half during the construction of the interstate highway system. This funding was delivered through the bipartisan infrastructure law, Reconnecting Communities. Chairman Bobby Scott was able to secure over $400 million for the city of Norfolk, Virginia's 3rd Congressional District, to help create more climate-resilient infrastructure in the face of increased flooding. Kwesi Mfume, the congressman, as well as John Sarbanes and Dutch Ruppersberger, also celebrated the launch of a new workforce hub in Baltimore that came as a direct result of the CHIPS and Science Act. And the hub will help train workers to step into good-paying jobs and build the region's skilled workforce, all while catalyzing investments in clean energy. These stories are just some of the stories all around Region 9, including Delaware, where after decades of effort, families waiting and struggling when nobody believed them, our veterans in this country started a movement for better health care. And we, under Democratic leadership, not only believed them, but fought for them, and were able to turn that into action with the passage of the PACT Act. Before you here is the result of a resource fair that we did in Delaware. My office did a constituent resource fair where we had hundreds of Delawareans come out to learn about resources from dozens of federal, state, and nonprofit agencies. But on the spot, 30 veterans were able to sign up and be screened for the PACT Act. Those were benefits that now those families will be able to have. In addition, and for me this is personal and goes back over 20 years, finally, I want to tell the story of a small town in Delaware called Ellendale, a rural community reliant on well water. Residents of Ellendale had been forced to bathe, to cook with, to drink dirty water. They had fought for decades to secure a local connection to clean and reliable drinking water. They're holding the water in their hands. With the passage of the bipartisan infrastructure law and the historic investments made through the Inflation Reduction Act, small rural towns like Ellendale will finally be able to open their taps and know that clean, drinkable water will be flowing from them, meaning that they will be healthier and able to thrive. Again, I am so proud of the work that we have been able to do. Lastly, I would just say this. All of our work has expanded drinking water across this country. State revolving drinking water funds have gotten $14 billion, provided over $500 million directly to small and disadvantaged communities, over $500 million to remediate lead contamination, and included was a provision that I authored for the first of its kind low-income water bill assistance program. I will end with this. We came out of a pandemic as as a country. Don't forget where we came from. This Congress, the 117th, with President Joe Biden, passed historic legislation that will provide for the American people clean drinking water, clean air, access to internet, cheaper health care, newer roads and bridges, more jobs. Bottom line, we put politics to the side and we supported the people. And we didn't just do it with words, we did it with action. We delivered. Delaware delivered for you, and we deliver for the American people. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I thank the
Hoyer, and I yield
gentlelady
back.
for talking about how the impact of the Investing in America agenda has worked for America and Americans.